Hello YouTube, my name is Tim. I thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the video. I want to say a couple of things before I get started. I know a lot of people are going to get pissed off me because I was spamming this video in comments and shit on YouTube. This video is fairly important, okay? This video really pertains to trying to improve GTA for everybody. Now, we're targeting role players. We are trying to make the game mainly better for role players. But these upgrades that we are trying to add into the game, that we are trying to rally everybody up for to get added into the game, help everybody. Okay. Now, what the hell am I talking about? Now, you can probably tell by the video title. It's how to get the police out of GTA 5. Well, it's true. It's not. I'm going to admit that it's somewhat clickbait. But the reason why it's called that is because we're right now trying to add the ability to remove the police out of GTA, but to do a lot more in the process as well. You can see I'm right now driving a military-style Patriot. Now, the reason why I chose this vehicle for this is because by the way, there's a docs document below that I want you to all go, and I want you to all please skim through it. We're not done with the list, of course. But please skim through it and look at it, okay? These are just ragtag ideas. These are the ragtag things that we want to add to the game. The reason why I decided to drive this thing, so I'm going to back this up so that I can get it there, is because one of the upgrades that I know a lot of people are going to like involves two things about this Patriot, about all Patriots. We want the ability to not only slant the back of the Patriot like a real Humvee, but to also mount turrets on the top of certain vehicles, such as the turret of the Insurgent on top of this Patriot. Now, we're not going to say that every single upgrade that we're going to ask for is going to be added to GTA 5, because that's a really, really false statement. That's just not true. Not everything that we ask for is going to be given to us. We are adding so many things to that list. But what we're going to be doing, well, right now, let's just talk about what you can do to get these things added to the game. And then as time goes on, we'll explain our plan more and more, and we'll have leaders within this this concept or this idea. We'll have them, we'll all rally together, we'll decide what we're doing, and then we'll make a separate video, or I'll make a separate video pertaining to that subject. But, what you can do, please, for the love of Christ, please, show as many people as humanly possible this video, so that they can keep sharing. We want this video shared around the community as much as humanly possible to get attention for our cause. We want the police out of GTA 5 entirely. We want different things added to the game that not only role players, but everybody's kind of requested. I'm just going to go really quickly through a couple of these things that people are going to enjoy. Look up. Let me go to the top. We want multiple different weapons added. We want the Scar H, the M16A3, the M4A1, the P226, and the Glock 17 added. We want these vehicles added to multiplayer. We want the AC-130, the cargo plane, and also the 740. We want 747s on the airfield. We also want the Duke of Death to be available to people in open lobbies. We want the ability to open the back of vehicles so that we can, for example, the cargo bob, the cargo plane if we get it added, the Titan, etc., to be able to transport vehicles and do role plays with paratroopers and all that type of shit. But also be good for machinimas. If you're not a role player, fine. If you think role playing is the gayest thing ever, then that's fine. That's your fucking right to believe that. And you know what? I'm not gonna try to change your opinion of that. But for machinima purposes, it's cool for machinima purposes to have all these things. And you might be a PC player. Okay. Well, we're right now trying to get all these things added to online, not just single player. So the director mode, which is purely single player only, isn't in online, and mods are not available online, so all we can rely on is this list to get GTA Online changed. Now let me continue down. Health kits available from stores so that we can regen our health fully instead of using snacks. You can buy the P996 laser. I already told you about the slanted thing. One thing that I don't want you to have an opinion on yet is the removal of passive mode. Now before you guys tell me, oh, passive mode's a great thing, it stops people from killing. We're not saying get rid of it fully, although that's one option they can do. We're asking for it to either get nerfed or to be permanent, so that you can't go out of passive mode once you're in passive mode. And the reason for that is because people troll in passive mode all the time, and it really does aggravate the shit out of a lot of people, including me, and even the crew that I'm part of. We want a faction system added to the game for all crews. The ability for I'm not even gonna list that one off. It's for crews to be able to customize certain vehicles and sell them on a specifically new website added into the game. So crews will actually have their own vehicles with their own special decals, upgrades, and all that. Although they'll have to be purchasable through the player that's in that crew, that would still be pretty sick. And another one is the ability for crew leaders to pay members, that type of shit. New interiors, like not crazy interiors like the fucking like every building's opened up, not type of shit like that, but like the Bahamas nightclub, for example. We want that opened up. We want let me actually scroll down to that added part of the list. I have to find it. I can't find it right now, but one thing that I skimmed over that I really want to mention is the idea for gun safes to be added to buildings in the back of vehicles, or the trunks of vehicles. So let's say you have the Thompson submachine gun. You fucking hate that thing with a passion like I do. Well, I have the Tommy gun right here, and I can't drop it. I hate it. It's annoying in my inventory. If it wasn't for this fucking Tommy gun, I would most likely only have a pistol and an assault rifle on me, or a carbine rifle. But since I have that and the musket and a few other weapons, I don't like the fact that those are in my inventory. I hate that. It just clutters up my inventory and makes it look shitty. Now, that's really a role player's issue. That's not really a fucking other player's issue. That's not like for the average player who doesn't care or wants to stack up all their weapons. If you want to, sure, fucking go ahead. We're not going to stop you from doing that. But what we want is added is the ability for a gun safe to be added to the back of personal vehicles, so that, let's say, you want the Tommy gun with you, you could put it in the back of your trunk, and the gun safe that's in the back of the trunk will be added to all personal vehicles. So it's not just one or two. It's every personal vehicle will share this gun safe that's also in the apartment. So it's the closest thing you can associate it to is kind of how the gun shops in game. How if you buy a gun from one of them, you can still it'll transfer over all your upgrades and shit to each shop. So each car will have the same upgrades added to that gun. All the guns will be in the same fucking thing, if you know what I'm saying. Like the guns will transfer over. Let's see what else. We want the AC-130 added to the game. However, we doubt we're gonna get it, but we're still gonna try for it. Oh yeah, a few of the other interiors that I mentioned. Humane Labs, Life Invader offices, Bahama Mamas, and the Night FIB building before the explosion. Now we have pros and cons to every the factions that we're currently implementing, or we want implemented. One of the factions is law enforcement, and that's kind of the military/police crews. And a few of those abilities is the ability to go into Fort Zancudo and not get the cops on you. However, you cannot do certain crimes that'll get you the ability to get the cops on you. Now, there are problems with this. We're not going to say it's a perfect system because we're really in the early stages of making this list. So please don't tell me, oh, this is a stupid idea because X, Y, and Z. We know a lot of the shit here is really, really just like, this is not going to work. We acknowledge that, and we're going to work on it. It's not going to be a 2-day thing where we're done in a couple of days. It's going to take months to perfect. But we want these things added to the game. We want fucking role players to have more representation, and for machinima makers to have more, better the tools to make better machinimas. And for example, even if you don't like machinimas, even if you don't like fucking role playing, there are still other places. Car shows, for example. Descents fan. I doubt you're watching this, but if you fucking are, because this video somehow virals up, then let me ask you a question: is it fucking fun when you're making a car show and fucking the cops come along and they ruin everything? Is that cool or fun? I'm gonna guess not, because you've raged on several occasions for that, and understandably so. Now, we already know why the cops are added to the game, so that you waste more money killing them, so you spend more money on ammo, and then, you have to buy more shark cards. We know the cops are a fucking part of the game, so Rockstar earns more money through shark cards. We get that. But there are better ways to do it. We want the law enforcement idea, the law enforcement faction, and also criminal factions and shit, to be fighting each other. Now, if you don't want to get killed, we're gonna try to plan out ways that Rockstar can take to prevent just senseless murders. I have a couple of ideas, like different factions for like civilians or just basic crime. There's so many other options. There's so many things to add to this list every day. Every day this list is updated. A few of the other weapons that we want added to the top of vehicles, instead of just that 50 cal that's on the top of the Insurgent, is the M2 Browning MG, a missile launcher, preferably the homing missile to destroy overpowered jets and helicopters, or the M240 SAW, or the combat MG on the top of the Patriot, Maces, Grizzly, Sadlers, and pickup trucks. Now, this is exclusive to the law enforcement, but I also want other factions that have different other weapons that they can add to different vehicles to make it more fit their faction. And factions can be implemented in a variety of ways, as I said before, whether it be through crews, or like a crew can pick a faction, or through the interaction menu, you can just quickly pick a faction, or the other 5 player slots that we never had the opportunity to play with. Those can be fucking added to the game, and those can be each separate factions. I'm going to list off a few of the factions really fast. So the current factions are law enforcement, which I already mentioned before, gangs, which are like the Vagos and the Ballers, the Sovereign, which is pretty much independent from everything, but still works together, like the Ultras camp. For example, the Ultras camp, you can work with them, but you can still fight law enforcement and also gangs. And then there's independent, which is pretty much separate from everybody, not hostile towards everybody, but is not really fighting anybody. They're just kind of doing their own thing, kind of like what the players are doing now. Like, each player isn't really associated with another faction, they're just kind of on their own chilling. So, that's just one way to do it. I think the way it should work is you press start, you go over to online, you go over to swap character, and then you can change the factions that your player is associated with, that character is associated with. So the one that we all have, or the 2 that we all have, those 2 can either be preset to what's called independent, or Rockstar, as soon as you load up GTA after this update, can say, alright, this character does not have a faction, please choose a faction for it. And then you have to choose a faction for it, and this can be either a permanent faction, or you can change it yourself, as I said before. There are so many ways to do this. Now, another thing that they can do, and honestly, I'd be so satisfied if they just did this alone. Just give us the ability to turn the fucking police off in any way. If you don't want all these crazy trinkets added and all that type of shit, fine. Just give us the ability to hold the back button, scroll down to, we'll do it under Kill Yourself, for example. It'd be under Kill Yourself, and then you press Cops on, and then you can just slide to the right or the left, okay? Just fucking, that would be perfect. Although, yeah, the rest of the update would be fucking cool if you did it the way that we're saying. It would add so much more life to GTA. That's just one way. Now, as I said, if you really want to help this cause, first off, if you want to read the full list, as I said, I'll list it off in the bottom of the description. But if you want to help us out, if you have an Xbox One, contact me. If you don't want to join my crew, fine. Just contact me and, bring your crews together. Let's ally up. Let's start forming, groups of players, like large communities that are fighting for this. Let's form some sort of large community that we can just keep expanding outwards and outwards and outwards until we have more say in the community. That way we can start doing different types of... I think the word is really, really, I think the word I'm going to be about to use here is really, really, like... it's going to sound more excessive than what I mean, but protests. Now, what type of protests do I mean? I don't mean sitting out in front of Rockstar's offices with some tents and shit. I mean, for example, we will... If they don't add any of this shit in and we ask them and they say straight up no, we'll fucking straight up just use passive mode. We will go into GTA Online and we will only use passive mode. And the reason for that is that way we don't spend any money. The only thing we'll be spending money on is customizing our vehicles. Then they'll have shark card. Then people won't be buying shark cards as much. Now, another thing we can do is just not buy shark cards. No passive mode, nothing like that. But if we choose the passive mode idea, so many more players will get so much more aggravated. And then they'll go to Rockstar and say, Rockstar, what the fuck are you doing? Why are all these people in passive mode? And it'll cause more and more of an uprising within the community that will make Rockstar have to listen to us. Alright, well, that's pretty much it for now. And if you notice, this Patriot's a little bit special. Let's just say it is. Has a Marines thing on the front. That's my actual crew emblem. I did not make that. My friend did, but those top lights are ram bar, sidebars, mufflers on the side, Northampton license plate. It's fair to say that this car was gotten very, very legitimately. I mean that. It's a very legitimate vehicle. I found this on the street of, I don't know, West Bumblefuck in Sandy Shores. Just about that. But, oh, and another thing that we wanted added. When a crew leader... actually, let me reword what I was going to say. if you want this vehicle, we have something in place in that list that will get you this vehicle. Now, you yourself cannot customize your vehicle and make it look like this. However, that crew vehicle making system that I mentioned before, it could have these upgrades for the vehicle that I'm currently in right now in its thing. So it'll start off with a basic Patriot, and then your crew leader, whoever's making that vehicle, can add all these updates onto it. And then have that slanted back with the turret on top, or hell, no doors on it. Think of that for a second. I'm going to stop right here. Visualize this thing with no doors, that slanted back, a turret on the top. Those top lights right there will fucking work. And a bunch of like little things, like numbers right here going across, or it says like Marines or something. Fucking crazy shit. There's so many fucking options. Better tires, like the Insurgents tires on this thing. Like, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. I'm not fucking talking about, oh, you know, civilian vehicle that kind of looks military. No, I'm saying fucking straight up. If you want a militarized vehicle, then your crew leader can make that vehicle. You know, then he can sell it off to members by using a separate website they can create. Alright, well, that's just about it. You know, my gamer tag is it's Timmy Makarov. The way you spell it is Timmy space Macarov. That's my gamer tag on Xbox One. I do not have a 360. Well, I do, but I don't play it because fuck that. I do not have a PS4. I do not have a PS3. I'm purely on Xbox One. If you would please, if you are willing to, please spread this also to YouTubers. If I can get fucking bigger YouTubers on board with this, like iCrazyTeddy, or you know, I don't even know if this is gonna work or not. But fuck it, we're gonna try, cause I'm not gonna quit. You know, I'm not a fucking bitch. But if we can get YouTubers like iCrazyTeddy, Dom is Live, I doubt Dom is Live. It's fine. It will really help out because his channel got deleted and I don't know his status and the amount of subscribers he currently has. But hey, you know what? Fuck it. The more help, the better. Dom is Live, fucking Mr. Boss for the Win, etc., etc. Get these major YouTubers on board, you know, and you know, if this channel gets deleted and my fucking character gets banned, or, you know, Rockstar in any way is all like, you know, fuck this, we don't like the way that he's doing this shit, let's fucking get him, you know, let's get him to shut up. I'll be back, I'll make another channel, and, you know, we'll fucking keep this thing going, alright? We're not gonna quit, we're never gonna quit, alright? I have about a year and 2 months, I believe, until I have to join the Marine Corps. So I have a year and 2 months to get these things added into the game so that everybody else can enjoy it while I'm gone fighting the war. So, let's get this shit fucking going. Let's get all these crazy things added to the game. Let's make this game 1,000 times better. So, yeah. If you would like to contact me, as I said, that is my gamer tag. My private messaging system on YouTube is not working currently, sadly, so just don't even try to contact me on that. Comment in the description, or comment in the comment section. I'll try to get back to the best of my abilities. Have a good day, and I'll keep posting videos updating you on this.